Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Today, I will present our work uncovering the nexus between attitude toward LLM and problematic dependency on them, a Latin profile analysis. I'm Mohammad Mominur Rahman, a PhD student at Hamad bin Khalifa University. Recognize the impact of large language model and their wide global use. News outlet, industry leader are rising concern. We see headlines about user experiences, addictions, and withdrawal symptoms. OpenAI CEO has also worried about young people relying on ChatGPT for their life choices. Meanwhile, academic studies shows a specific but limited evidence. Research indicates a strong academic honesty in scholarly work, while other studies in healthcare show low adoption rate due to mistrust. But how can we turn these stories and general concern into solid science? We need a validated tool to measure this different type of dependency. This is why we create and validated LLM D12 scales. It is a 12-item questionnaire that measures two main aspects: instrumental dependency, reliant dependency. With this reliable scale in hand, we were ready to tackle our main research questions. GGPT growing research, our understanding of large language model uses is still fragmented. Current studies suffer from what we call isolated dimensional analysis. They look at instrumental use, relational attachment, and attitude like acceptance and fear separately. This method creates three major problems. One, lack of combined insight. Two, fragmented understanding. Three, gap in user topology. While LLM are good at profiling customers for personalizations, as shows in the figure, we do not have a strong profile of the users themselves. Our study addressed this gap. We use Latin profile analysis to shift from isolated dimensional to a complete topology, revealing who the users are based on their unique combination of dependency and attitude. We have two core research questions. First one, how do Latin profile characteristics user based on their instrumental and relational dependency on LLM? And second, do this profile differ in their context of use? After receiving ethical approval, we first tested the survey with 27 users to improve our tool. Then we launched the final survey using SurveyMonkey in 2025. Our final analysis include 500 to 26 regular LLM users recruiting from the UK through the Prolific platform. We carefully analyzed the collected data, which lead to using Latin profile analysis to find the underlying user subgroup. Let's now look at what we found. The Latin profile analysis clearly showed two different user profile. Profile 1, dependency oriented users. This group made up of 59.5% of our sample. They demonstrated high acceptance, high instrumental dependency, and high relational dependency. They form a strong emotional attachment and rely heavily on LLM for decision making. Profile 2, independent oriented users. This group represented 40.5 of the sample. They display low acceptance, low instrumental dependency, and low relational dependency. Their engagement is practical and task focused without emotional connections. One important finding was that feeling of fear toward LLM were similar in both groups. Again, key finding shows that the two profile reveal clear and significant difference across nearly all main areas. Our last key finding, here we validate this profile. We looked at external variable not including the Latin profile analysis. First, regarding context of use, we validate with the personal and profile. Secondly, concerning psychological factor, dependent oriented user reported significantly higher level of depression and anxiety than independent oriented user. Our finding lead to two important real-world implications for reasonable AI development. First, regarding adaptive LLM design, We see platforms like Replica focusing on deep emotional connection. Tools like Grok 3 are being used for serious tasks like coding and crypto trading. For user in our dependent-oriented profile, interactions with such powerful systems require built-in features like use feedback and reflective promote. These features help prevent over-reliance and encourage independent thinking. Second, concerning mental health safeguards, uh, the high distress across independent oriented groups shows a pressing need for integrated support. We can take cues from mental health focus LLM like Wiser Wiper. Mainstream LLM could add similar gentle promote and pathway to professional help. This would ensure that users who show sign of dependency and distress receive appropriate guidance. Propose three accountable recommendations to build a healthier relationship with LLMs. First, improve user training program. We should go beyond teaching just how to use LLM. We need to include when and why to use it. As highlighted by UNESCO's guide, this means developing LLM literacy that addressing ethical implication and encouraging critical thinking, not just functional use. Second, deploy profile specific features. Our profile need tailoring interactions design. The chat limit in Grok 3 are a basic example of this. They help manage users interactions. For dependent oriented users, we could develop a smarter adaptive limit that encourage break. For independent oriented user, we could offer a streamlined high efficiency mode. Thirdly, expand mental health monitoring. The need is evident as shown by the demand for the features like mood assistant in Microsoft Copilot. Future system could actively monitor for the sign of distress in user interaction and provide supportive resources, creating an essential safer net. This system ensures that LLMs becomes more powerful. They also become more sensitive to human well-being. In conclusion, our study identified two different user profiles through Latin profile analysis, the dependent oriented user and independent oriented users, and we also validated them. Looking ahead, this work opens several important opportunities. We need long-term studies to understand how these dependencies changes over time. Additionally, it is crucial to validate our LLM Deep 12 skills across different cultures to ensure it applies globally and to see how this user profile appears in various societies. I would like to end by expressing our sincere thanks. This research was made possible by the generous support and funding from the Qatar National Research Fund. We are also very thankful to our institute, Hamad bin Khalifa University, for its constant support. Thank you to the committee and to all of you for your attention. I am now open to any questions you may have.